Hello, everybody. My name is Haden Raymer. Welcome to Rounding Third. I'm joined, as always, by my lovely friend and co-host.
Jeremy Lapidus.
And, thanks for joining us on this nice Monday night. Start the week off with, or I guess you're already part way done with the week. Not the triple threat show, Rounding Third. Oh, we have too many shows, Jeremy.
Gotta cut down on them,
Gotta cut down. Just get rid of the triple threat show. It'll all be good. Just you and me
I
forever.
could never. I could never. We love the Triple Threat Show.
We
Go
try.
check it out every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday. Anyways, yeah, welcome to Round and Third. Jeremy, how are you doing?
I am doing great. I just took like a 5-hour nap. It was wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Highly recommend. Yeah.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I've been up to.
I mean, I'm same almost, except I was at work. I was, mentally asleep at work. It's a very slow day, very rainy here.
Yeah.
So not a whole lot of people showing up to the store, and so all I can do was just work on some homework and just hope the time flies. But no, now we're here talking about baseball. Jeremy, where do you want to start?
Well, let's start with the big news here. Manny Machado, 11 years, $350 million. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of
That's
money.
another one of these contracts, Hayden. I don't remember if I've had this conversation with you yet. Um, he's 30 years old. It's an 11-year extension. That's going to take him into his age 41 or 42. I don't remember if it kicks in until next year or if it
It
includes this
ends
year.
at 2020 or 2033. It starts this year. So
Okay,
it
so that,
was. It's technically a 10-year extension. It's just to kind of rearrange how the money was.
all right, so that'll take him to age 41. This is his age 41 season. Um, my guess is he won't be playing then.
No.
Uh, and we've seen guys like Trey Turner sign a similar contract that'll take him into his 40s, when he will no longer be playing. Why is this happening, Hayden? Why are these players signing? I mean, I understand why the players are signing these contracts. It's stability for them. They're pretty certain that they're not going to move.
Mm-hmm.
But why are these teams so sure that they're, you know, why are these types of contracts coming in now? Is
Yeah.
really my question.
Well, so that's a good question. There's hasn't really been like a definite answer by these clubhouses or by these front offices on why you're seeing these contracts. I mean, you've seen a lot of these come with the Padres. I mean, you have Manny Machado now. A couple months ago, you had Xander Bogaerts and you had Yu Darvish getting extensions that or free agent contract and then an extension that are taking them into their 40s, which is something that you don't really see in baseball. And now, Jeremy, as a Nats fan, you'll be able to answer this best. What is something that players hate when it comes to contracts?
There's so many things that they hate, man.
Deferred payments. They hate the deferred payments. They don't want them, right? So they want their money now, and they want it, kind of guaranteed. And that's kind of what these front offices are doing. They're giving them these big salary offers that, that are competitive and that, are making the players happy. But they're also spreading it out with this AAV where, they're not necessarily giving them, this Max Scherzer type contract where it's a 2-year, $60 million deal or $80 million deal, however you want to slice it. They're getting these big money for these players and kind of spreading it out so that way it can fit under this luxury tax. Because, at the end of the day, you got to try to stay under the luxury tax as best as you can, even if it's, doesn't really do with a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of, there's not a hard cap in baseball, but owners like to stay under that luxury cap.
All right, that
And that's
makes
why
sense.
you're seeing it.
All right, but really, just maybe I've just missed it, but
Mm-hmm.
it feels like this contract type has just popped up out of nowhere this offseason.
Yeah, you no,
Uh,
you're correct. It has. But
and I'm just curious. I mean, I was just curious how we got there because
it
it's
just
really
started
interesting.
happening. I don't know. It's front offices. They kind of sit in these labs and they kind of think of the best way to get these like market inefficiencies. And this is the Padres. They're trying to test something out. We'll see if it works out. Uh, but I mean, hey, good for Manny Machado. He deserves every dollar of it. He was absolutely ridiculous last year. Uh,
Yeah.
298 batting average, 366 on base, 531 slugging, hit 32 home runs, and playing, a really good third base. Like, if Nolan Arenado did not exist, Manny Machado would have so many gold gloves. It's ridiculous. Uh, but, I mean, you're talking about a generational player, a Hall of Fame player. He put up a career year last year. Uh, and he's only 29. So he's only in he's still in his prime. He can still do it and still swing it. Honestly, I think it's a good deal for both sides.
All right. No, I mean it's a lot of money, but
Yeah.
obviously when you have a player of his caliber, it's going to have to be a lot
Yeah.
of money. The story had come out already that he was going to opt out, and if you are the Padres, you don't want that. You have a team of contenders locked up for the next couple of
Mm-hmm.
years, minimum. You've already locked up Tatis too for a while. He'll be back. Uh, you had Manny Machado locked up for a while, but he was going to opt out, so you got to lock him back in. Soto still has a couple years left on the contract. I don't
Mm-hmm.
remember if they. I don't think they re-upped him yet.
Nope.
Uh, and then obviously you mentioned you Darvish, really good pitcher
Joe
out there.
Musgrove,
Yeah,
locked up.
they've got a core. It's a end of year.
Xander Bogarts.
There you go. It's a little bit older, they're like 29, 30 range, but it's it's a real good core for at least the next 2, 3 years. So it's good for them to keep it together, and good on Manny for getting his money.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Padres are going to be a really interesting case study, as I was kind of hinting at earlier. Uh, in the next few years, they're going to be kind of crucial for them. Josh Hader becomes a free agent after this year. So does Blake Snell. Josh Hader is one of the best closers of this generation. Uh, Blake Snell is Blake Snell. He's not the Cy Young winner that he is anymore, or was anymore. But he's still a really good lefty to have in your rotation. The number 2 or 3 starter like on any team, and the contracts of Juan Soto, like you said earlier, he's got 2 more years on the team, at least. And another name, Jake Cronenworth. They got all these young guys who are really good, who are also their contracts are gonna get more expensive with arbitration, and they're gonna be free agents eventually, and it's gonna be really interesting to see what the Padres do.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. It's going to be a good team. It's going to be scary.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna see. Jeremy, can you do me a favor real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
Can you turn your camera off and turn it back on?
Sure. Better?
I don't know. You haven't loaded yet for me.
Ah, rip.
Rip indeed. Your audio is like all laggy, and now it won't load. This is sad.
It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Don't
This
worry
is
about it. We'll do a little.
we're doing it live.
We're doing it live. That's right. All right. What do you want to move on to next, Mister? Oh wait. Oh, now mine's lagging. Swell. This is great. All right, Jeremy. What do you want to talk about next? While we have little dots twirling on my screen. Oh. Did I just completely lose him? I don't know if the stream is doing well. This is this is what happens when you do it live, guys. Uh, Yeah, no, I'm here. I don't know. I can't hear Jeremy. I'm gonna turn my camera off. Oh,
Oh, there you go. You're
there you
back. You
go. I'm
crashed.
back. Yeah, no, you crashed.
No, you crashed.
I crashed.
Someone crashed.
Someone crashed. Alright, I pulled up the stream. I could still hear me, so I don't know what's up with Discord. I'm just gonna turn my camera off for now. We'll try again in a little bit. What do you want to talk about next, Jeremy?
Let's just go straight into the new rules. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Um, what do you? Obviously, we've talked about them a little bit already, on the older triple threat shows that are out there. But if now that we've seen them in action, what are your thoughts on them?
I think when you're talking about what MLB was trying to improve, uh, first and foremost, it was pace of play, and you can clearly see that it's improved a ton. I think game times was about 2 hours for some of the early games so far, and I mean even a game where there was like 15 runs scored was still under 3 hours, which you know is a little ridiculous, especially when you're talking about like how slow baseball got. Now, obviously, we're also seeing the downside. I don't know if you remember that Boston Atlanta spring training game where bases loaded, full count, tie ball game. 2 outs. It's a dream scenario and ends on a called strikeout because he wasn't ready in the box. Uh,
Yeah.
which is, that's not how you want to. That's not what we want to see. A lot of people are, like I said, complaining about it, uh, and I think there's some tweaking that could be done. I'd rather see kind of what happens in the regular season because obviously this is still new for a lot of players, so players aren't quite adjusted yet, and I think it's going to take time to adjust to. But I think it's still going to be a pretty good change. Just give it some more time.
Right. Obviously, it did a good job of cutting the game. It, you know, cut the game time. They've seen games that are 3 hours or less constantly, which is
Mm-hmm.
huge for. It just shows that what they were doing worked. Oh, welcome back.
Thank you.
Um, it shows, like you said, that this rule works. It's just you're gonna have to iron out the kink. You mentioned the big one with the Braves game in
Mm-hmm.
spring training, but we've seen some other minor things that are similar to that, and I like the idea of shortening it, but when you're trying to, you know, have a like a big at bat. You want time to make sure you're good.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be able to just think about the pitch and the batter and not have to think about, oh, uh-oh, there's 8 seconds left. I
Yeah.
have to look at him now. That's going to throw people out of their rhythm, at least in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with pitchers. They have their routine. Everybody has their own routine in baseball. If they feel rushed, it's going to not be the greatest for, you know, hitting players accidentally
Mm-hmm.
with these pitches that are going 100 miles an hour, which isn't great, but they'll hopefully figure it out. I mean, they're going to have to, otherwise they're not going to be in the league.
Yeah.
You can't go around without control. Uh, we'll see. I'm curious to see how it goes. It's only been like a week of this, so I bet you by the end of spring training it'll be a lot better.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like,
Um,
it's the time to adjust.
right. But it works. That's what it is. It works.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
obviously, people are gonna, be angry that they're getting rushed and stuff, and blah blah blah. The sport is changing. Oh no. Uh, the sport needs to be shorter. The games need to be shorter. Otherwise, people aren't gonna watch it anymore.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think
That's what it comes down to.
an interesting point that some people raised that I didn't quite see brought up until recently, and it is the time of innings, right, is obviously shorter, right? Which means you're going back to ad breaks a little bit quicker. And a lot of people, complain about that, especially that. And then, you're also seeing ticket prices continue to rise. And, you're paying to watch less product. And a lot of people have some complaints about that. I think that's a valid argument and a valid complaint. Uh, but I still think there's work to be done around the sport. But, I mean,
Oh,
like I said, I think it's going to be a good change.
good. Any of the other, obviously, there's none of the other rule changes have had quite the big effect.
I mean,
As
yeah, yes and no. I think the shift, we're already starting to somewhat see it. Uh, you know, again, big Nats fans here, so obviously I'm paying attention to Nats spring training and Nats camp. And Matt Adams, who is a notorious pull hitting lefty, had a pulled single against Max Scherzer in one of his spring training games. Something that would have been right gobbled up by the shift. Uh, just last year. So it'll be interesting to see over after a full year of statistics, kind of how big of an effect the shift had, and like
right.
how players change their approach over time.
I heard people talking. The rule is only about infielders. So if someone's gonna pull it, do you move, play a two-man outfield
Mm-hmm.
if it's really important? I
Yeah,
saw that,
you can.
and I don't know. What do
I'm
you
I'm
think
really
about
excited
stuff
to
like
see
that?
that in a major league game. Like I'm ready for like the Rays in the playoffs to have like a 5-man infield, and then Manuel Margot like just tracks down some insane fly ball, and then it's gonna be like a highlight clip, and they're gonna be like, well, imagine if they had 3 outfielders, this wouldn't have happened. And then what? We'll be like, well, it's still this amazing athletic achievement, and it still worked now, didn't it? So, but it'll be fun. I'm excited to see just how weird some teams get with these new rules and how they position their players. Uh, but we won't know until the season starts.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know if you've have any other. I don't know if you want to discuss the larger bases or not.
They're big now.
They're
They're
big.
actually like I didn't think I'd notice it, but they're noticeably
Yeah.
bigger. That's the part that shocked me. I was like, okay, there's gonna be bigger bases. Oh,
Yeah.
the bases look bigger.
I think that's one of the changes that we're not really gonna notice until like September, and we're gonna be like, wait a minute, like Trey Turner has stolen like 50 bases.
Oh,
What
dude, there's
happened?
gonna be so many stolen bases.
It's like, and I think, I mean, I don't know if that's actually what's gonna happen. But I mean, I
They
think
also like moved second base closer or something, didn't they?
no, it's closer because both the bases got bigger.
Right.
The big change with that was pickoff rules was the other big change when it came to that. I think having a pickoff move now is going to be like, I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a mediocre reliever who's like gets like a contract just because he develops like a really good pickoff move. Like I would not be surprised. And then it's like, okay, yeah, cool, you picked the guy off, now go get an out. Or it's like 1 out and there's like 2 outs and there's runners on first and second. Pick them off, see if you can get the out. Worst case, you gotta pitch. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the game's gonna get a little quirky, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to watch though, just because quirkiness I think is only a good thing. I don't think it can be a bad thing, especially when you're talking
Yeah.
about sports.
It always makes it more entertaining.
Yeah.
And that's what at the end of the day, that's what it's trying to do. It's trying to
Mhm.
be entertaining. So whatever they decide, or whatever happens, it'll be fun to watch.
Mhm. And do you want to get into our final little segment we have prepared today, Jeremy?
Yes, sir. I would love to.
So I'll go ahead and introduce it. As we all know, it's spring training. And there's one just guarantee in spring training, and that's that somebody is in the best shape of their life. And so today we're gonna pick a couple people who we think actually are in the best shape of their life, and they're gonna have a really good year. Jeremy, you want to kick us off? Lead it off. Wow, look at that. Just baseball.
Baseball.
Wow.
I not gonna lie to you, man. I had a lot of trouble finding these. I remember stories like this being everywhere,
Hmm.
always, but I had trouble
You're just not
tracking
as
these
wired in
down.
as you used to be, man.
I know, man. It's an issue.
I'm so wired in. I could name like 15. It's bad. uh, but here we are.
Um, but one of the couple I did come across was Lamont Wade Jr.
I love late night Lamont.
Uh, Wonderful player.
Uh huh.
He's not about to go off, you know.
Oh, I mean, he wasn't like an all star, but like what year was it? His 2021
2021.
Giants run
Yeah.
was insane. Like he was insane that year for like what he is as a ball player, and like what he has been and what he is and was later. Like yeah, love Lamont.
And now he's in the best shape of his life.
Yeah, where is he
Imagine
now?
what he can do.
Is he still with the Giants?
Yeah, he's still with the Giants.
Okay. Is there like any particular like thing with that story, or
No, he just said I'm in awesome shape.
he's in awesome shape? And so,
He's in awesome shape.
what did he do last year? Do you know?
Not much. He got hurt.
Oh, was he? Oh, well, that's probably
Yeah.
why he's in the best shape of his. Let me see. I'll pull it up for us. Lamont Wade, last year, played in 77 games. Not bad, not bad. Oh, he was not as good. He got bad with the death. Never mind. Okay. We'll ignore what I was saying. I mean, it wasn't a great year, but lost. We crashed again, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know what's up with our internet today. Let me go ahead and see what is going on. We still have.
To Jeremy's segment of rounding third.
Hello?
Oh, welcome back.
They won't be able to hear you.
What do you mean they won't be able to hear me?
You're talking. They won't be able to hear you. I'm streaming.
Right. Oh. True.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, Lamont. He got bad
well.
to death last year, but he's gonna have a good year. I promise.
Where were we?
Lamont Wade Jr.
Hayden.
Jeremy, can you hear me?
I can hear you through the wall.
Why can't you hear me in Discord? Let me try pulling it closer. Is that the issue?
Give me 1 second.
Oh,
I'm back.
he's
Can you hear
back.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yo, that's crazy.
Can you hear me?
I've returned
Oh my god.
as a not video
Hello.
person. Because I think that might be the issue. And totally not the Wi-Fi that we are literally... You see the wall behind me, guys?
They can't see the wall, Jeremy. You don't have your camera on. Oh
I
my.
totally don't have my camera on. What? Dude, I turned it off. That's crazy.
All right, let's see what I can do here. We got some technical difficulties. Let's hide the display capture. What's do? Give me 1 second. I gotta figure out how I want to fix this.
Alright.
And have something on the screen. Properties. Let's do that. Put on display 0.
Just cast the poorly drawn...
No, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put. Can I? There we go. Do that. We'll close you, and then we're gonna come here. Display capture. There we go. This is about the best I can do, and I guess now we'll pivot to my guy for rounding third. Oh wait, let me quick. Sorry. Gotta put our little hats. We gotta be quick with it. Coming up with ways to fix the stream. Move you up there. And There we go. This is about the best we can do. We're doing it on the fly,
It's
fixing
pretty good.
things.
Looks really good right now.
Uh, anyways, guys, I want to talk about Sonny Gray. Sonny
Mhm.
Gray had terrible hamstring issues last year. Was somewhat limited on starts, but I mean, look at this. This is a decent Sonny Gray year, but I mean, we're talking about back in 2019, this guy was one of the best pitchers in the game, uh, and I think he's gonna have. He's finally, he's healthy. Minnesota, he's no longer Great American Ballpark. He's in the best shape of his life. He is going to pop off. You see walks were at like a career low almost. Uh, home runs were down. Obviously, he wasn't giving up a ton of home runs in Cincinnati, but I think this guy, he's going to be great. And I'm excited to watch Sonny Gray pop off.
Yeah, no, I love Sonny Gray. I think he's a great pitcher, and I think he's fun to watch. I'm excited for this.
Yeah. Now, Mr. Jeremy, who is your second guy? I'll look them up for you.
Jock Peterson.
Jock Peterson. Oh,
Jock
baby.
Peterson has come into camp noticeably slimmer, according to Gabe Kapler. He is in the best shape of his life. And he's coming off a pretty solid year, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about a slugging that starts with a 5 and an on base that's in the 350s, yeah, that's a solid year. No matter how you slice it, especially in the ballpark that he plays in out in San Francisco. What is that, Oracle Park now?
Well, he wasn't in San Fran last year, was he?
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was thinking of his brother.
His brother?
Jace Peterson? I don't even know if they're brothers.
I don't
but
think they're brothers. I
Either
don't
way.
even think Peterson is spelled the same way. Yeah.
It probably isn't.
It's not. It's a T or it's a T in Peter's Jace's name.
Yeah,
John.
yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. They have completely different last names, man.
They're brothers.
They're brothers. Okay. Me when Jordan and Ryan Zimmerman played together.
Yeah, no, but he's on the same club. He's noticeably slimmer. Imagine what he can do now that he is in the best shape of his life with these bigger bases.
Yeah.
Dude, he's gonna steal so many bases.
I mean, yeah. I think talking about the Giants in general is a fun little exercise. Like, let's look at this Giants roster, Jeremy. You're about to see why I love Fangraphs. We're just gonna do a little detour. It's 10:29. We got all the time in the world. Not very exciting.
No, not very exciting.
At all. This is not a very exciting lineup.
No, it's not.
But then you scroll down, and you're like, oh. Then you see their pitching, and you're like, oh. And then you remember, Jeremy, if we scroll down just a little bit further, we see the real man who's in the best shape of his life.
And who's that?
Joe Ross.
Dude, I totally forgot Joe Ross was on the Giants. We talked about this too, like last week.
Yeah. I'm excited. I hope Joe Ross has a great year with the Giants. I hope he sees some time. More for performance rather than injury. But, man, that Esclafani contract, not looking good.
No?
To be honest. Oh,
Is Joe Ross going to start? Is Joe Ross going to start on this team?
He's going to be in AAA.
He's going to be in AAA.
Yeah, he's going to
He
be
should be starting.
No. Desclafani, he's in the best shape of his life. Anyways, we're going to head on to my final guy, and then we'll wrap up. I am talking about, as you can see, I've been teasing it this whole time, Evan White. Man, you're talking about a guy who got a 6-year, $24 million contract before he even debuted. And has played 84 big league games.
Pretty good way to make your money.
And he got that contract back in 2020. So he didn't play really at all last year in the majors. Had 28 games in AAA. It's just, kind of a lost season for him. And, he hasn't really had any success in the big leagues. You can see a career 52 WRC+, a career 308 slugging. Now, I don't know if he's even going to be able to play in the big leagues. I don't think he makes roster out of camp. He might as like a righty platoon guy. But, Mariners have a lot of those guys. I just hope he has a good year. I hope he's in the best shape of his life. I hope he pops off because, that guy was he's like a guaranteed gold glove at first base. And, I like to see, Mariners succeed. And so, obviously, I'm going to pick a Mariner for this segment. And, let's go Evan White,
Ooh. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. That's all I got.
Is there space for him on that team anywhere?
No, there's not. There's not space for him. But I hope he pops off, maybe bump Ty France to the DH role against lefties instead of AJ Pollock. Have AJ
Maybe.
Pollock in the outfield, Don't give Sam Haggerty, as much as I love watching Sam Haggerty play, I'd rather see Evan White succeed. No offense, Sam, Mr. Zero. But yeah, that's about all I've got. Jeremy, how about you take us on to a fine exit for this broadcast that has been filled with issues?
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to episode 3 of Rounding Third. I have been your co-host, Jeremy Lapidus, joined as always by my friend and co-host.
Oh, Haden Raymer. Oh, then I broke it. All right. Peace out, guys. Thanks for watching.